Hello and welcome back to RimWorld Alpha 14, the Steam release. This is part 2 of my little sort of tutorial let's play video that we have going on. In the last video we went ahead and created this colony and got our colonists all set up. And what is this icon? Oh, he's idle. Okay, so I'm going to pause real quick. So we got our initial colony set up. We took over these ruins, and we're starting to build a sort of a kitchen food prep area. There was one thing I noticed that I need to do. I missed the handling skill, which it looks like we're gonna give to Andy again, and we'll also say, you know, Boyle, you can do this at a lower priority. I think that's going to be good. So up here, this little display is also new in this release, and I think it's really great. It's a nice colonist overview, and it looks like it's saying that Steve here is idle, which we do not want. And I just want to see if there's anything that we can get Steve here to help out with. You know, I think mining might be good. So we're going to set it to 4. He's really bad at it. He's a 0, but it'll give him something to do, and we can mine out some more steel. So, obviously, usually you cannot just mine steel directly out of the ground, but I think the premise here is that this is like an ancient world, and maybe this was like, I don't know, alien skyscraper or something at some point. So we're going to go ahead and say, let's mine this just so we can have Steve not being idle. So if we hit play, and let's go to Steve. He's going for a walk right now. Where are you, Steve? Going for a walk. If you draft people, this is what you do when you want to do some combat, but it's also nice to just toggle it and it resets their priority. So now you can see he's digging at compacted steel, so he's going to be doing something, which is definitely good to not have your colonists be idle. That's something you never really want to have. So I think it would be important to get rid of these sleep spots that we have, because people really do not like to sleep on the ground. This is a nice, what do we got here? A granite tile floor, so I'm sure that's not fun to sleep on. So if we go to furniture, and we're going to build a bed, a wooden bed, and let's just go ahead and queue that up. And people also do not like to sleep in the same room. They do not like to share bedrooms. So let's build 2 more bedrooms for our colonists here. So I like to do 6x6 bedrooms. 5x5 is also good. If they get too small, people can feel cramped, and that leads to bad moods. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Nessa is hurt. Health? You were bitten by a hare. I'm not sure what happened, but this is a good illustration of sort of the wound system or whatever. You can see Nessa here has a bite from a hare on her front left leg. The bleeding rate is 2.3%, which is very, very minor. Boyle here, who, as you can see, has been designated as our doctor. He is tending to Anessa, and Anessa has been set to get doctor care but no medicine, which I think is probably actually just going to be fine here for this hare bite. Yeah, see, already healed up, doing fine. Alright, so Boyle's going to get to cutting down some of these trees. Who's our main constructor? Andy. What are you doing, Andy? Okay, you're building this structure. That's good. But, oh, these need to be hauled too. So you can also individually go, click on them, and say haul. You don't want to go to the orders. You know, orders are good when you got a lot of things to flag. You know, we have a lot of wood sitting around, so I'm just gonna cancel. I know I like just designated this, but I'm gonna cancel these some of these wood cutting orders because we actually have a lot of wood. Can go away. There we go. I don't know if we can group select trees. Apparently we can't. Alright, so this is going to be another bedroom. Maybe I will put another dumping stockpile back here. I'm going to do... delete that. I'm going to do one that's a little bit different. Let's do a long kind of a line. And we're gonna take the same settings as this stockpile. If you have a stockpile that you like the settings of, you can go to this stockpile and you can say copy settings. So copy those settings. We'll go over to this one, paste. It's really useful for like food stockpiles and stuff. Dumping stockpiles, usually pretty simplistic, but that's just an illustration to show that that is something that you can do. It's very, very useful. So we'll haul these, get these out of the way. And I think, you know, it's all well and good to clear all this. Eventually, we're going to want to put a floor in because this down here, this is the beauty display. If we turn this on, we mouse around, you can see the beauty values of different objects in the world, and this affects people's moods as well. So in here, it might be a little hard to see, but you get a -1 beauty for every one of these just plain dirt floor spots, which isn't horrible, but it's not great either. It'd be nice to have a nice floor here, which would either be neutral or a bonus. Also, the other thing about these soil floors is that, once again, if you look down here in the lower left, mousing over this soil floor, it has a walk speed of 87%. So you're not able to walk at quite your full speed as one of these colonists here on this floor. So eventually we're going to want to have like wooden or stone paths going around just to improve the speed at which our colonists get things taken care of. Let's speed things up. All right. Furniture, let's finish designating this stuff. Oh, and I also believe that, let's see, one of these people I think was a night owl. Yes, Andy is a night owl. And let's look at his character. Let's look at his needs. Night owls, it looks like he's okay because it's pretty dark right now. Night owls don't like to be out during the day. They get a negative mood for being out in the day, and they get a positive mood for being out at night. So what we can do to make sure that this guy tries to stay asleep during the day is we're going to go down to restrict. This enables us to get control over our colonists' daily schedule. So this is the hours of the day, and these different colors represent what these colonists have been scheduled to do throughout the day. So right now they're scheduled to go to sleep here. I think this is 10 o'clock, and then wake up at 6. I usually just go ahead and flag these for anything, because what that allows them to do is forces them to sleep during these 2 hours, and then if they're fully rested at any of this time, they'll just go ahead and get up. With the sleep in here, it forces them to sleep. So I don't want them to sleep if their rest gauge is full. So if you click on somebody and look at their needs, this is his rest gauge. So if this is full, don't need to sleep anymore, that's fine. The other thing I wanted to do, so Andy here, as we said, he is our night owl. So what we want to do about that is we want to put him on a schedule where he's sleeping during the day. So let's go over here to restrict Andy, and we want to say we're not going to make you sleep at 10. We're going to make you sleep at 9 a.m. And the other thing I like to do is just give this colonist an hour of designated joy before they go to bed. And this just helps to offset a lot of the negative moods that people get, because the reason you really don't want these negative moods is they get low enough. Let's look at one of these guys, and we can get things playing again. These tick marks here represent different break thresholds, and right now he's at a 46% mood. At this, 31%, he has a minor break threshold, 16% major, and extreme at 1. It kind of varies from different. Okay, like this guy is a little bit different. It depends on their traits. So, like, I think, yeah, Iron Will, he has a much, he can deal with stuff a lot better. He doesn't break that easily. And what happens when they break, there's a few different things that can happen. They can go berserk and start fist fighting other people. They can go into a daze and they just wander around, start dropping their equipment, and you can't control them. There's a few things generally you don't want it to happen, because you want them to be taking care of the colony, not wandering around in a daze. But yeah, so this is our night owl. This is nice because we can have someone who's doing stuff at night, and people who are doing things during the day as well. Let's go ahead and designate another bed for this bedroom, and obviously we do want a door here. And let's start to go ahead and assign some floors. We're going to assign a wood floor here, and then we're going to go ahead and just put another bedroom together. So this, and this. There we go. Put a door in, floors, wood. That's nice. Furniture, a wooden bed, and there we go. All right, so let's get people back to work. Andy certainly. Oh, okay. So this whole area is done. It's unroofed though, which is bad because, let's see. So if I grab Andy, I believe, yes, prioritize building the roof. You can individually grab people and make them do things. So I'm going to say just prioritize this roof. We want to get this area covered as quickly as possible. Come on. Food's not in here either. We might just tell him to go and prioritize hauling these survival meals, so they're not just sitting out here, because you can see that they're, here's another one, they're starting to decay. It's at 49 out of 50 health. That's not, that's not dire yet, but definitely want to get this squared away sooner rather than later. So we're still sleeping in our sleeping spots, which is not good for the mood. Who's our builder? Who's our main constructor? Oh, Andy. Man, I really wish we had another constructor, but we're just going to have to make do with what we got. Boyle here's cutting trees. Everyone's busy, so that's definitely a plus. I was going to put it on. Oh, I remember. We wanted to set someone up to handle. Okay, we did that already. All right, never mind. Okay. So now that we have our butcher table and our fueled stove built, we can go ahead and set these up to handle food things. So we're going to add a bill to butcher creatures here, and we're going to set it to do forever. What this means is anytime if we have an animal corpse in a stockpile, it will try to butcher it. And actually, it will do it with a animal corpse anywhere as long as it's not forbidden. So that will turn the animal corpse into meat, which we can then use to make meals. So we're going to say cook simple meals, and we want to do until, let's just try to get 20. That'd be nice. And then we want to add another bill, and we want to say cook fine meals, and let's just say let's try and get 10 of these. And yes, I think that'll be great. The other problem that we have is, you can see this thing is flashing. That means it doesn't have any fuel, which means wood in this case. So if we can just find one of our guys. This guy's mining steel. Can you fill this? No, because you're not a hauler, you're not a constructor. Andy, you're asleep. Boyle, you're trying to tame a turkey. Let's see how this goes. You're using berries to try and tame this turkey. 7%. Okay, so he failed to tame the turkey. He's going to try and tame this other one, but before that, you're not a constructor either. You know what? I'm gonna have to. There we go. Constructor, very low, so you probably won't do it unless you absolutely have to. But actually, let's give it to Steve because he's just sitting around mining, and we'll raise his mining up to 3 because I want him to do that before he constructs. So Steve, please come down here and just. Oh, you're not a hauler. Oh my god. Boyle, come over here, refuel the stove. That way we can start finally cooking some meals because we're down to 11 survival meals, and we do not want to run out of food. That would be bad. I'm going to speed things up because I want to see a raid before I end this little Let's Play thing. So everyone's running about, taking care of business. If anyone starts to get close to their mental threshold due to needs, we will get a little pop-up that says there's a poor mood, and I do believe we will also get an indicator up here along the top. What do we have here? A visitor. A war chief from the Levago of the Rock is visiting the colony. He is named Valoran Val Anastasi, and he has some items to trade. That's good. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. So, we're going to trade with this guy. You have many options. We can actually like attack this guy, try to capture him, and all this kind of stuff. But if you do that, this guy belongs to the faction, the Levago of the Rock, which is a different settlement. If we go down to factions, we can see that Levago of the Rock is a tribal faction. It's all of these are the different nearby factions. There's another tribal faction, the Purple Panther Gabella. They are hostile to us, so they will probably be raiding us at some point. But this one is friendly, and he's coming to trade. We can get some background on this faction if we so wish. But I think we're just going to let him come a little bit closer, and then we will finally get to use our warden and all this nice silver we have stockpiled, and we will hopefully be able to get some items off of this guy. Later on, you can research the ability to build an orbital trade beacon and trade with ships that are in orbit, and they usually have some pretty good stuff. So who is our warden? Andy is our warden. I look for the warden because the warden is based on the social skill, and the better the social skill, the better the trade values you will get. So let's trade. I'm just going to right click on him with Andy selected and say trade, and he should go over here. Let's see. Okay, it's actually all right. So we want to buy components. You can see Val here has 207 silver. has 2 components and he's selling them for 21.7. We have 500 silver. We're gonna go and buy these because it's always a good idea to buy components. He's also selling rice, which I kind of want to get because you know, any extra food we can have right now would be good. And he's got an herbal medicine. Let's just go ahead and snag that. I think that's going to be good. Let's hit accept, and here's our goods that we bought. And he'll just chill around. He'll walk around here for a little while, and then he will leave. So Andy is busy constructing this. Oh, our bed is finished. So this room used to be cold. Now it's 83 degrees. I guess this campfire is putting out quite a bit of heat. I haven't really used campfires before. You can't set the temperature like you can on a heater. But the other cool thing about a campfire is you can actually use it to cook with. If you are doing the tribe start, you can use it to make pemmican too, which is a food that will be preserved for a really long time without refrigeration, which is always nice. So, Andy, can you please prioritize building this roof? This is the first build where you actually have to manually build the roofs. In previous versions of the game, it would just auto-build the roof as soon as you had an enclosed area. So it's a little awkward, but generally works pretty well. Let's go ahead and just get all these built. And then, yes, you see down here, this area now counts as indoors. I think the next thing we should work on is getting some power, because then we can have the heaters, we can have the coolers to turn this into a walk-in freezer, and yeah, it's just gonna be really, really nice. So we have a few options. I think we'll start with a solar generator, and we want we're also gonna need a place to store batteries. So I think a chunk of a spaceship has fallen from space and landed nearby. Okay, just another one of these ship chunks that we can deconstruct later if we wish. Okay, the trader is leaving. We're gonna mine this out. And we're going to build this solar generator back here. And let's go ahead and build a cooler here, because we're going to want this to be our walk-in freezer. And then I also want to go ahead and set a heater here. I'm guessing these guys are now... Okay, they're actually okay with the heat, even though it's 82 degrees in here. They're fine with that. So I guess we'll leave the campfire going for now. Let's see, our night owl is finishing building the structure. We have an open bed that no one's using. So I'm going to get rid of this sleep spot, draft, and you should, I guess it's already day, but we actually don't need any of these sleep spots anymore because we have 3 beds. How are these beds, by the way? Poor, normal. What this, the higher the construction skill, the higher the chance of building a better quality of furniture. Let's see, since it looks like you've been here for a while, we're going to name, Andy thinks we should give this community a name. He thinks we should call it Caro. Let's name it Turkey Town, because we got a lot of turkeys around here. Anyway, so I'm going to, let's see. The community is now known as Turkey Town. Got some ostriches walking around. I really want to get... I think we can start hunting. Who's our hunter? Steve. That's the guy that's like not really doing anything except for mining. So I think we can designate some of the small game to hunt because it's not very risky to do that, and it'll give him something to do. So if I can find, and also, we have berries and stuff sitting around. These rats and things will eat food that's sitting out. So we're just gonna toggle these to hunt. You see there's a little target icon on here. And the hunting has already begun, it sounds like. Andy's hunting a rat. Oh, I guess Andy is set as our hunter. Yeah, he's asleep right now. This really needs to be filled in. Let's see what is. He's kind of mad because he slept outside. This counts as outdoors because there's a big old couple of holes in the walls with trees in them. Just speeding along. I'm just kind of fast forwarding because I just want to show the raid, and then that'll probably be the end of this video. I would have liked to get the freezer up and going, but it looks like that's going to take a little bit too much time. But as you can see, the reason we want to do that, we've just hunted this rat. Rat dead. He's been dead for less than a day. He's not missing any body parts. This can happen, like, if an animal's been sitting out carrying animals, other animals will come and eat the body parts. Or like, say there's like a cougar and it kills a rat, it'll eat part of it and leave it. And then you can grab that, but it'll be missing some parts. Anyway, it's fresh, it's not refrigerated, and it spoils in 2 days. That's what we want to fix. And the other thing is, we just made all these meals, but they all spoil in 3 days. So we really do want to get some refrigeration up and going, just so we don't have to worry so much about the food situation. Okay, so cooking a simple meal, hauling steel, that's fine. This dumping stockpile is entirely full, so let's, if you select the stockpile and then you select the same type, you can drag it out and just make it bigger, which we will do. Though I guess we actually have this one down here, but that's fine. It doesn't hurt. All our potato plants are planted, so it might. Andy, I know you're having a good time here, relaxing socially, but I'd really like you to probably just working on this solar generator. And then we will also queue up, we want a power conduit that does something like that. And we're going to put our batteries in here, so we'll go ahead and queue that up. Because right now the solar generator is going to be making electricity during the day, but that's not going to be helping us at night. So if we get a battery, we can store that excess power and use that at night. You can also, I could also put like a wind turbine here, and I probably will eventually. So we have a few alternative methods of powering things. Let's just speed forward here. Andy's building our solar generator. Hunting, very poorly hunting this rat, just shooting the crap out of our wall. I'm going to draft you and say go over here. And yeah, now hunt the rat, please. Don't. Oh, come on! And he still shot wide and hit the wall. Man, our guys are pretty bad shots. So he's going to pull him over here. Fast forward. Nice, got another rat. I'm assuming these rats probably do not give us very much meat, but they're pretty safe to hunt. There is a danger in hunting, kind of another risk versus reward scenario. I'm looking around trying to see if I see any, but there are like little herds of animals. I'm not seeing any. Here's one. So this is kind of like a herd here of these ibexes. And there's a chance if you attack one that the whole herd will sort of like stampede on you and go mad, and they'll just run into your base and kill you. They'll just revenge on you and kill everybody. So I've actually had a base almost entirely wiped out by a rampaging herd of capybaras. So we definitely want to avoid hunting any of these herd animals until we have better defensive capabilities, such as traps or turrets, which will help us deal with the issues. Okay, so Steve here is kind of butchering these rats. When we butcher an animal, we get the meat, of course, and we also get leather, which we can use in our tailoring industry later on to make clothes, which will be very helpful. You can also sell it. Bringing in some more rats. Andy is relaxing socially. He's in his joy hour right now. I kind of want to prioritize working on this cooler. Sorry to interrupt your relaxing, but this needs to get done. Just prioritize that. He's already constructing the cooler. That's great. Okay. Get this all up and running. Hauling components. Alright, we got a cooler. Now we're going to prioritize finishing off these power grid, power thing here. I think he's probably about to get... Oh, we just got a random wanderer to join us. A villager named Paula has arrived and has joined the colony. She is a Glitter World empath. Hello, Paula? She's already hauling some steel, or she's already about to haul some steel for us, so she's already being helpful. Apparently Boyle already doesn't like her for some reason, even though I don't think they've met. She has a bite scar, which gives her a little bit of pain. That's not too bad, though. Constraining clothes. I'm guessing we might have a nudist here. Yes. This is a nudist. So, that's kind of bad because it means, like, you can't put armor on them and stuff. But, or you can't put them in, like, warm clothes or stuff if you were in, like, the North Pole or in a mountain or something. But we don't want her to be in a bad mood from wearing clothes, even though -3, not that bad. But if we go to assign and we go to Paula, we can put her on the nudist outfit, which if we look at it, basically just says, don't wear anything except hats. And that's going to be fine. So she's going to drop that armor vest at some point. Probably as soon as she finishes hauling the steel. And then that negative moodlet will go away. Yes. Happily nude +20. That is huge. So definitely good. Looks like our people are throwing a party. Steve is throwing a party. Everyone who goes will gain joy and a lasting positive mood boost. So that's great. We want to make sure that Andy is awake to join in the festivities because the mood bonus will outweigh the minuses that we're going to get from waking him up and having him outside in the day and stuff like that. In the long term, it'll be better. and we might get some good social interactions. People can actually form like relationships and stuff with other characters. So, you know, we could get a relationship between one of these guys and Paula. There is also a gay trait, so you can do homosexual relationships as well. Everyone's kind of hanging around this fire. Oh wait, yeah, this is a party spot. It kind of tries to decide like what the most interesting area of your base is and makes that a good spot for parties and weddings and such. Yes, your colonists can get married. Let's haul this. I want to put my batteries in here and I want to do it quick. So let's go ahead and do this. Put a wooden door here. Party's done. Let's look and see how good it is. Tons of joy. Having a good time, plus 10. And attended party 15, and that lasts for 9 days. That's very, very good. Considering, I think we've maybe done like 3 days of the game now. He's eating a survival meal. One thing we're going to need to do is set priorities here on Paula. But I'm not going to worry with that. I think I'm just going to fast forward until we have a raid. Since this video is already quite long. So our people are sleeping. Even Andy is sleeping. It's now summer. We did get our cooler up, but we don't have our conduit working yet. We don't have our batteries. But once we get the conduit going and the batteries going, we can keep these foods frozen and they will never ever spoil. It just takes a certain amount of power to do that. You know what, Andy? Please work on this power cable. He's gonna have to chop this tree down, but we want to do that. And we're gonna want to also build a battery. We'll just do it there. All right. Okay, power conduit. This is now officially powering this cooler, and we're setting the target temperature by default. It's at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's take this down to 20. Okay, so this is going to start using more power, but if we mouse over here, if you look over here, 68 degrees, 65 degrees, you know, okay, so it's going down. And the nice thing is, let's just fast forward. Right, the rat meat, it's refrigerated. See, now it spoils in a day. Because it's been sitting around a while. This one spoils in 4 days. The colder the room gets, the more refrigeration and the longer it takes for these items to spoil, which is very, very good. And now it's frozen and it will not spoil, and we're just going to keep, that's what we want. We want all our food in here to never spoil, and we can really start stocking up on stuff, which would be great. Another thing I want to do is I want to add a bill to make kibble, and we want to do that just, that's fine, make until we have 10, because it's a nice way to train animals and feed them and stuff. An alpaca wouldn't be too bad. You can well, I don't know. I thought you could get wool off of them, but I don't see. Yes, okay. Often farmed for its remarkably soft wool, so maybe we'll tame this alpaca and see if we can get some wool. Who is idle? Paula. Really? There's nothing to haul or clean? That's pretty surprising. Can you construct? No, you're awful at that. Can't repair. Man, you got a lot of really bad skills. What is your background like? You're a medieval lordling. So that's a big social bonus. Okay, you have a huge social bonus, so I'm thinking you should probably be our warden. Yeah, you have a 14 social. So we can take Andy off of that. Oh, there's our raid. Okay. Paula, you're going to be our warden. So a group of pirates from Sword Outfit have arrived. And by group, it means one guy. The first raid is always just kind of like one dude. This appears to be a naked man with a club. Oh, I'm sorry. He has cloth pants on. So a shirtless man with a club is coming after us. Does Paula have a weapon? She's got a club. We just want to take our people with firearms here. And we're going to draft them. And I think... I don't know which way this guy's going to go. Just put it on play. So this game has like full support of like cover and tactics and stuff. If I hide behind these rocks, I think they give me like a 40% cover bonus. So it's much less chance that you'll actually be shot. Though obviously it doesn't matter when you have a man with a club here. But good to know. So we're gonna move these. We're gonna advance here. Don't think I actually need to get this close. This might be fine. So do this. Yeah, it's fine for our person with a survival rifle. Back up. Okay, you know what? Actually, who has the plasteel knife? But you're really bad. I remember that now. Okay. If we could just peg him a couple times. Nice. We got one shot off and he stopped. So it must have been a good hit. We shot him in his left arm with a pistol and the left radius, and now he has some blood loss. Let's move behind these rocks. See if we can get a couple more shots off on him. Ooh, a headshot. Okay. Yeah. Alright, taking him out. And he's down. So now we kind of have a choice because he's pretty good shape. I mean, he's really beat up, but he hasn't lost any limbs or anything like that. So it's definitely a good idea to maybe try and recruit this guy. And the way you do that, this is probably going to be the very last thing I show, is you have to take a bed and you say you want it to be flagged for prisoners. These guys, they can be undrafted because, you know, the danger is over. Let's unforbid this club. Since we know we want to recruit this guy, let's, well, we'll handle that in a second. Steve, please capture Eddie. So we want to recruit this guy into our colony. So Steve's gonna just drag him over here. He's taken a lot of damage, so it's possible he may just die. But we're gonna go to the prisoner tab. He has a recruitment difficulty of 51%, which is very low. Very easy to recruit. We're going to set him to get medicine and food and chat and recruit, which is where our new warden comes in, Paula. Please attempt to recruit. And we also want our doctor, Boyle. Can you prioritize... okay, never mind. I want to treat him before we try to recruit him because I don't want him to die. So please let this go for a second. Boyle. Okay. Paula, draft. Boyle. Prioritize treating. Thank you. So he should go grab a med kit. That's what he's doing. He's gonna walk over here, and hopefully we don't get any infections, because those can be very, very deadly. brown means poorly bandaged, and white is just a normal bandaging quality. I believe I'm thinking maybe with a poorly bandaged, there's a higher chance of forming like scars and stuff like that, which are just kind of constant sources of minor amounts of pain for your characters, which hurt their mood. So you don't want that. So he's all healed up. He's not bleeding anymore, which is very good. And Paula here, I'm just gonna. Oh, I guess he's asleep, so we're gonna wait. But yeah, that's kind of how the prisoner system works. Every day, Paula will come in here. She will chat with Eddie, which will improve his mood. And the higher his mood, the higher the chance will be for him to recruit. And he will be recruited very, very quickly, actually, with a 51%. And that'll be great. We'll have 5 people in our colony well on our way to becoming much more established. I think that's where I'm going to put a cut in it. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure if I'll do any more videos in this series or whatever, but I just really wanted to show this game. As I said, it's out now. It's available on Steam. If you do buy it from Ludion Studios, which is basically like one guy and a few other people that he kind of hires on, it's a very, very small indie team. If you do buy it from them, you get a DRM free version from their website, and you also get the Steam key as well. And that way they get the full amount of money and Steam doesn't take the cut. So that's the best way to support the developer if you want to do that. Of course, Steam also helps them. Definitely recommend this game. I love it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.